Okay, we'll get started. My name is David Silverman. I live outside of Washington, D.C., the U.S. most of the time, but for the winter, I'm living on a golf course in Florida. And you may hear some lawnmowers going by. I apologize. Sometimes they'll do it on Tuesday mornings here. It's 8 o'clock in the morning here in the U.S. Anyway, my background is foot surgery, but I've sold my practice now. I do one thing, well, two things. One is I make people aware of the breakthrough you're here to learn more about, and then I help other people make the people they're aware of this breakthrough, and maybe put a little context into it and explain it. I'm going to be focusing on two products here while we're talking, and make no mistake, these this is much more than you could, if you're new, this is much more than you could possibly imagine right now. 9 years ago, when it was introduced to me, the only product the company had was this. Now there's a topical version, the same technology. It is a technology. And 9 years ago, the only reason I took the time to look at it was my father. He was ill. He had a grave issue with his prostate. And so that was my motivation to look into it. And then it was after, my dad's fine today. And that now lives 10 minutes from me here in the wintertime here in Florida. But after I saw what it did for him, because my friend made me aware of the business opportunity created by this breakthrough, I looked at the business side of it. Almost a year later, I wish I had looked at it earlier, but when you're ready, you're ready. And so people that come to these webinars here, they come for one of a few reasons. And whatever your reason for being here is, we're just glad that you're here. Your friend is bringing you a gift. And the first reason people come to look, one of the most common reasons, is they have a health issue. So if you're new, you might be here because you have an issue sleeping or energy with your eyes, or your ears, or your lung, or your back. Something, in other words, it's for you. You're looking to see if it can help you safely without the side effects of drugs. Second reason of the 6 reasons is you're looking for someone you love. That's why I looked at it. When my friend Debbie brought it to me, she said, "I love you. I'm going to bring you something. It may sound too good to be true, but it is true. And I feel obligated to bring it to you." She didn't know my dad was sick. So the second reason is people look at it is for people that they love. I shot a little 4-minute video called "For Someone You Love." I think sometimes we look at things for our children or family members sooner than we would look for ourselves. And the third reason is anti-aging. The product definitely reduces wrinkles, it reduces cellulite, and it makes you look younger. Now, you may think that I look 60, but most people don't think I look like I'm turning 60 this year, or my wife either. So the anti-aging benefits is not the most important benefit of this product. On the outside, it's the anti-aging on the inside. Because, yeah, I'll be 60. I feel like I'm 25 years old. And I'm going to play golf later. I'll probably play 36 holes. I take no ibuprofen anymore. I take no medications. I don't feel much different than I did when I was in medical school, quite frankly. The fourth reason people look at it is athletic performance. Athletes run much faster and further. We have Olympic gold medalists on this product. Incredible. The same reason I have more energy is the same reason Olympic gold medalist runs a little bit faster, recovers faster. The fifth reason is people who want to protect their health. They noticed that when they were younger, they healed faster, they had more energy, less diseases. When you're younger, people want to protect their health. And the sixth reason is the opportunity created by this. This product this technology was almost sold to a pharmaceutical company. I'm going to show you a reference in just a minute that you should watch, really should watch. It's 16 minutes. When we're done here. But the founders turned the offer down because they were fearful that the pharmaceutical company would just make this go away. They would bury it and no one would ever know about it. They were going to offer it 8 figures. It's a lot of money, tens of millions of dollars. And if they got their hands on it and saw it as a threat to them, they could have just made it go away. And that happens sometimes. So whatever your reason for being here, we're just glad that you're here. Let me give you a little context on myself. I'm on the medical board of this company, ASEA. I do not work for the company. This is the company's website. I'm just one of several doctors that are on the board, all different backgrounds. He is a family practice internist doctor. She's a double board certified anesthesiologist. Maureen, Dr. King, is a really renowned acupuncturist here in the United States. Dr. Malmet is a kinesiologist, excuse me, and chiropractor, physical therapist. And we were all pretty skeptical about this, I can tell you. But again, I do not work for the company. I'm a distributor. I've built a team of people, and they're leaders who build their own teams. I just bring this to people, and they do with it what they want. They want the health benefits, and they send referrals. They want to make some extra money, they get involved with the business. They want to make a lot of money, they build a business. This page, iamasia.com, I'll show you. These are all the diamonds in the world. And what's interesting is I'm doing this presentation on Tuesday, more for Asia than the United States because it's early here. It's 5 o'clock in the morning in California anyway. But if you look at all the Asian names and Asian faces from Taiwan, Hong Kong, Philippines, there was not a single Asian diamond in this company 2.5 years ago because the company was not open in Asia yet. It just entered the Asian market. And I'll cover that in just a little bit. But if you go to there's my friend Debbie who introduced this to me. If I scroll up, these are even the higher levels. These are ambassador diamonds. These are ambassador double diamonds, ambassador triple diamonds. There's my wife and I, Wendy. And for people that say, oh, you're a doctor, that's why you're successful. None of these people at these elite upper levels, there's the #1 earner in the company, high school diploma, #2 earner, high school diploma. They're not doctors. These are people that realize this gift that we have and they share it with people. That's what we do. That was me and Wendy 32 years ago, actually. Yeah, my hair was a little darker then, but sometimes people's hair it gets darker when they're on this product. So I'm going to show a few slides, but not many. So again, my background is foot surgery. I was board certified in foot surgery. I've sold my practice now. I'm on the medical board, ambassador triple diamond. I just love sharing this with people. This is my family. There's my wife, Wendy, and she is much younger than me. She'll be 59 this year. I'll be 60. Our 3 kids, our daughter lives in New York. This is corporate. This is my corporate family. I'll be out there in Salt Lake City with all of these people, the founder, CEO, vice presidents. And Gina Raphael is going to be out there. Some of the Elise Spinelli is going to be there with us at corporate for a day at corporate. And those of you who are coming, I'm very excited for you to spend the day with these people and tour the production facility. There's Debbie who brought this to me. Another Dr. Malmet's on the medical board. And this is some of our team in Florida. And we're all really excited, obviously. We have a lot of fun. We do a lot of good, and we take this very seriously. This is important. And as I said, when I first started, that there's much more to this than you know. My job here today is to try to explain a little bit about this product and what it is. Okay, so well, let me show you what this product does. Now, it does this on the outside of the body, but it does it also on the inside of the body. And while nobody wants to have wrinkles as we get older, everybody wants to look younger. And it's great that the product does this. That's just the surface. If you notice, as we get older, we get more wrinkles, skin changes. But also, as we get older, we have less energy and we heal slower. Every decade of life, we have more diseases and we heal slower. Our skin starts to change. This is 2 weeks actually using the product. You can see what the sun does. Let me stop sharing this here. We go downhill as we age, and I'm going to give a simplified explanation because I'm going to get to questions and answers. Our cells produce something called redox signaling molecules. Redox signaling molecules, and they're produced in our mitochondria. This is all fact. And when we get to questions and answers, I can share more slides on this, but I'm going to give a simplified explanation. Same thing I did when I was in Sarasota, Florida the other day. So our mitochondria produce something called ATP, but also redox signaling molecules. And our cells make them from saline. It's not salt and water anymore, redox molecules. They're called reductants and oxidants. That's where the term redox comes from. Reductant and oxidant. Reductants are negative, oxidants are positive. Probably be easier to show you one of these slides here while I'm doing this. Share screen here. So if this represents a cell, our cells are filled with salt water. In the cell, we have the mitochondria, which produces this molecule we burn for fuel. That's what we burn for fuel. We convert all of our food into ATP, adenosine triphosphate. But we also produce these little reductants and oxidants. Reductants have a negative charge, and oxidants have a positive charge. When I was in medical school, we were taught that they had no function at all. But when I researched this for my father in December of 2010, I was amazed that in the 90s, they discovered that these little molecules do have a function. You would die without them. What they do, in a nutshell, is this. They help our cells hear one another. They help our cells hear one another. Our cells talk to one another, and it's very important that our cells can hear one another as well. So why is that important? Because every problem that a person can have, from a disease to an injury to horrible diseases that are spreading through the body, to diseases that cause tremors, to diseases that cause high blood sugar. Every single problem is a cellular problem. Is a problem with cells of the body. We don't think of ourselves as cells, but that's where we are. We're trillions of cells. And every organ or tissue is made up of different type of cells. Brain cells are completely different than pancreas cells. Pancreas completely different than prostate. Prostate completely different than uterus. Skin, bone, but we're cells. Everything is cells. And if these are cells and they're healthy, then we have a healthy organ or tissue. As an example, excuse me, pancreas. One of the pancreas's main jobs is to produce insulin, right? So if you have islet cells, pancreas cells producing insulin, then you're healthy. But what happens if your cells stop producing insulin? You get a disease. They call it diabetes. They give you insulin. They give you pills. They give you whatever. Well, I can tell you right now that the pancreas cells you have in your body are not the same pancreas cells you had 2 years ago, because cells die. Cells have a lifespan. They don't live 70, 80 years. So when you have a pancreas cell producing insulin and now one of them dies, if it isn't replaced with a good one, then you're going to have diabetes. But we don't all have diabetes. We all have pancreas cells dying. We all have all of our cells dying. Why don't we all get sick with illnesses? Because our immune system gets rid of the bad cells and good cells take their place. So what do I mean? That pancreas cells, this one dies. It's in my pancreas. I don't know that it died. I have no clue, but it's happening right now. And how does the immune system get a call? How does the immune system even know to go down there, get rid of this cell that's dead or dying, get rid of it, and then a good cell take its place and produce insulin? How does that happen? Signaling, well, the first thing is it must be detected. You're not detecting it. I'm not detecting it. Who detects this dead cell? The good cell. The good cells that are all around it sense, oh, we have a bad cell. Then what? The good cell sends a signal, a call for help. And the signal goes to the body, to the immune system cells, like millions of little ambulances waiting for an emergency call. If I see my building on fire over here across the golf course, that house there, it's on fire, I call what here we call 911. Maybe you call 995, maybe you call 112, wherever you are. But you call an emergency number and you tell them the address and they would come because I'd give them the address. But if I don't have good signal, they can't hear what I'm saying and they don't come. It's the same thing in the body. The good cell calls for help, but if the signal is not loud enough, then the bad cell remains. And if it remains, then you're going to have diabetes. If it's a mutating cell, then you're going to have cancer. It's it, that's what redox molecules do. In a simplified, they do a lot more than that, but I'm giving you a simplified explanation. That's what this product is. This product is redox signaling molecules. So is this. This is a topical version of it. Not only is it redox signaling molecules, it is exactly identical to the ones that are in us. They're the same ones that are in animals. We all have them. We all have them. So people say, if we have them in us, why would you want to drink this product? And the reason is, remember I mentioned before that as we age, we get less healthy, we get more diseases, we don't heal as quickly. Why is that? Well, it's because of this mitochondria. The mitochondria, when we start going into puberty, we have less. Our cells are packed with thousands of them. Every cell has thousands, but we start having less of them at puberty. Thus, we have less ATP. We have less energy because of that. Kids run around like crazy. If you have small kids, you know, or grandkids, they run around like crazy. I mean, they just have energy all day. But also, if they fall off their bicycle, they heal very quickly. They heal quicker than a 20-year-old would. A 10-year-old heals faster than a 20-year-old from an injury or a surgery. But a 20-year-old heals faster than a 40-year-old. A 40-year-old heals faster than a 60-year-old. And every decade of life, we have more illnesses. People are getting more medications. And it corresponds to us, our cells producing less and less of these reductants and oxidants. So what happens is, what redox molecules do is amplify the signal. The call for help for a pancreas cell, a brain cell, a bone cell. The more you have, the louder the signal to the immune system. That's the beauty of this product. It doesn't heal you, it amplifies the signal. Safety is important to me, for my father, and for everybody. When I looked at it for my father initially. 3 things about this that are not like a drug. 1, you can't be allergic to it. It's physically impossible for any person on this planet to have an allergy to this product, right? 2, there's no toxicity. If you take too much of a drug, your liver can't metabolize it. You will get sick. If you take too much more, it will kill you. Every drug will kill you. Every drug will kill you if you take enough of it. Every one. You cannot name a drug that won't kill you if you take too much of it. Aspirin, Tylenol, cholesterol medicine, depression medicine, anything. This is not metabolized by the liver. It's not a drug. It's a new category. It's not a drug. If you take too much of it, it's proven the body turns the excess back into what it was, which was salt and water, saline. It is so different than drugs, right? So that's 2 safety things. No chance of allergy, no toxicity. By the way, there's very little salt in here. People say, oh, I have high blood pressure. It's 125 milligrams of sodium in a daily amount. 125 milligrams of sodium is the equivalent to the sodium in a glass of milk or a slice of bread. So it's not like it's full of salt. It's just made from salt and water. And the 3rd safety thing is it doesn't interfere with medications. So people can keep doing what they're doing. You just say, well, here's my health today at 59. Here's how I sleep. Here's what my energy is. Do I have ringing in my ear? Do I have breathing problems? Do I have sugar problems? Do I have sex drive problems? Do I walk into a room with cats? Do I sneeze? Take pictures of your skin. You just take a good assessment of everything about your health before you start, then you start using the product. Okay? So it's as safe as water, and there's a money-back guarantee on the product. Now, I want to talk about the gel version of this. Again, the company has 9 products. I'm focusing on 2. The gel is fascinating. Because the gel, if you go online and you look at the information that the company puts out on it, it is marketed for anti-aging. So I'm going to hold my finger up and see if we can get a clear look at it. It's clear. How clear that is. It's clear, and there's no smell, and there's no greasiness. It's marketed for this. for your skin, rejuvenate skin. We're going to talk about the opportunity here in a second. And the sooner someone knows that this is real, if they have a need or a desire to have a lot more money in their life or more time freedom, they want to know that this is real as quickly as possible. And here's how you know it's real as quickly as possible. I want you to think if you have this problem or know anybody that has it. Discomfort in your body, something that hurts. Could be your neck, knee, back. Think of people you love or know who have something that hurts them. It doesn't have to be severe. It could be they can't even move their shoulder at all or their hand doesn't close. Whatever it is, take the gel and do this on those people, okay? And let me go get this slide here. I'll show you. It's easier than me to just show you. This is really important. Really important. When as soon as you get your product, excuse me, to test it, to do this. Again, it's marketed for anti-aging. So the studies have been done showing that what it does for wrinkles. That's great. No toxicity. There's a lot of money in that as an opportunity side of this. That's not my passion, the anti-aging part of it, but it works. I like my wife uses it. She likes that I use it. And there's good money in anti-aging. The world wants to stay looking younger. You know, it's just natural. Do people use it for skin problems? Excuse me 1 second. Riley. Sorry. My wife's at yoga right now, so she would have gotten the door. It's an invitation to a brunch. Okay. So we cannot say that it works for psoriasis. We can't say that it works for eczema because it's not a drug. And we don't say that it works for any of those things. We do not say it works for any diseases. We can't. But what we can say, if someone's got an issue and they're like, well, will it work for this problem? And we'll say, we can't say it, but we can say this, 3 words. And I love this about this product. It can't hurt. It can't hurt. So people can keep using whatever they're using on their skin problem and just add this to it. Or they can put the drink in a little mister like this. You can see the mist coming out of this, you know? So like I love putting it in my eye. That's how safe this is. But what you do is you just fill up the mister with the ASEA. So you can use the gel or the drink. But here's the thing that works fast for people that hurt. You know anybody that hurts, all it takes is 10 minutes. The drink you should give it 90 days to see changes. Sometimes people have change in the first week, 15%. They're like, wow, this is pretty amazing in the first week with the drink. But 90 days is critical on the drink. The gel doesn't take that long. 10 minutes. Go find 10 people who are hurting. Ask them to rate their discomfort level on a scale of 1 to 10. Shake up the gel really well. Put it on 3 times in 5 minutes. So again, I'm not putting it on my face. Let's just say it was my thumb that hurt and I rated the discomfort 1 to 10. Take the gel, I put it on. Okay, now I wait till it dries. Then I put it on again. I wait till it dries. I do it again. 3 times in 5 minutes. You should watch that video I shot 3 times in 5 minutes. At the 10th minute, ask them how they're feeling. If you're going through life settling, if you feel like you're going through life settling with the amount of money that you make, the amount of time, free time you have to enjoy life, travel, do things, settling or struggling, do this on 10 people as quickly as you can. Because the sooner you know how real this is and what a breakthrough this is, the sooner you're going to realize that everybody you know is going to find out about this. Everybody's going to find out about this. And the opportunity is now, especially because we just came to Asia. Now, let me explain to you, and I'll show you one slide on the company, and then one slide on average incomes, and I'm going to have somebody share some interesting perspective on this. And then we're going to answer questions. So the company spends no money on advertising, none, no money on advertising. So all the money that will go into advertising goes to us for telling people about this. This is set up as network distribution, multi-level marketing, but it wasn't started by multi-level marketing people. People who started this company were in charge of international strategy, a $36 billion company, not MLM, not multi-level marketing, traditional business, in charge of international strategy of a $36 billion company you probably have heard of, Kraft Foods. It was not started like a multi-level marketing company. It was started with the intent to bring this to the world, so the pharmaceutical company wouldn't bury it or take it down the drug approval route and take 5 to 10 years to get it out for every issue they could think of. And it's affordable to people, right? And they built this company to last, and I'll show you the numbers in just a second. But when you order the product, you go to your friend's website, which is a free website that they give you. We all get free websites. And you can order as a customer or as an associate. If you order as a customer, you're going to enjoy the health benefits of it. Fine. And which is great because we have a lot of customers. If you order as an associate, you can make money. You can get all your product for free. You can make as much money as you want to make. This is not get rich quick. I will not tell you it takes work. It definitely takes work, but you do it on the side of what you're doing. That's what I did. I committed 10 hours a week to this, built it. In 3 years, I went full time with it. And now I can walk away now, and I make a lot more money than I did as a foot surgeon now, but I make it while I'm sleeping. I could not make money when I was sleeping before. And I don't focus on making money. I focus on making people aware of this and the opportunity created by it. The money just comes if you do that. If you make people aware of it, the money will just come. So what happens is if you enroll for $40, and it's $25 a year to renew, you have a website. If you tell 10 people about this, the company will, I'll show you in a second from where, the company will ship the product to those 10 people. Every time they ship product to them, you make money. So now you're making money when you sleep. You do the work once and you're getting paid on these 10 people. As an example, you could introduce it to 500 people if you want, but let's just go with 10. Because people say, how can people make that much money? And I'll show you average incomes. How can people make that much money selling a product that's $130 a month, right? So if those 10 people are ordering product, every time they get product, you get paid. Well, those 10 people are associates also. They can do the exact same thing you did. Let's just say they duplicated what you did. They each told 10. That's 100 people. Your 10 people get paid on that, but so do you because the company spends no money on advertising. Those 100 people told 10 people, that's 1,000. Those 1,000 people tell 10 people each, that's 10,000. That's the power of this. You get paid on that. This is not an illegal pyramid scheme. Illegal pyramid schemes, people make all the money at the top. That's not the case here. My sponsor makes a lot of money. She makes probably about $500,000 a year. I make more than she does. How is that possible? She enrolled me. How can I make more than she makes? Because the compensation plan is a fair compensation plan. She's not upset that I make more than she does. She's thrilled that I built a huge business, right? Very, very, very fair. I'm going to show you the numbers of the company. Skipping a lot of pictures. I'm skipping double-blind studies. I'm not going through all this. I go through this because there are people here that want to know, well, what about this company? Tell me about this. So the company now is 10 years old. It's based in Pleasant Grove, Utah. This is the world headquarters. This is the production facility a half a block away. And some of you on the line here now are going to be in this building on Monday. On Monday, February 10th, we're going to be spending a day with corporate and the boardroom here, and we're going to tour this facility, which I'll show you in a minute, the inside of it. So these next few lines that are going to pop up are very important to me. I was in network marketing. I've been in for 23 years. I've seen the good, I've seen the bad, and I've seen the ugly. Those of you who have done multi-level marketing before, maybe your company doesn't exist anymore. Maybe they're unscrupulous. Maybe they changed the compensation plan. Maybe whatever. 90% of network marketing companies never make it to their 5th birthday. 90% of network marketing companies never make it to their 5th birthday. They're gone. And I didn't want to build something and have it be gone. Well, this company's 10 years old. It's run by a highly experienced, conservative, and ethical management team. What do I mean by conservative? See, they have no debt. They don't borrow money, okay, for one thing. They're very conservative. They've had a steady grow. They're not looking for this. They're not looking to be a flash in the pan and go out of business because they can't keep up with demand. They're ethical. That was critical to me. Those of you who are coming to the fly-in on Monday, you will look in their eyes, you will talk to them, and you will get a good feel. You can walk out in the hall and chat with them one-on-one. So glad so many of you are coming to that. Some of you are coming to that. And if you're not coming, I want you to know that in September, the International Convention is in Anaheim, California. You should put it on your date, on your calendar. It's the end of September. You can go to ASEAEvents.com and see the convention. And it's a chance to, people will be coming from Europe, from Asia, from Australia, Mexico, from Colombia, all over in September. It's a while away, okay? But put it on your calendar for sure. They were profitable in the first year of business. They've increased revenue every single year. They produce all of the Redox product in this production facility. The United States Federal Food and Drug Administration is registered with them. They come in and inspect it every quarter. There's the saline tanks. There's where the magic happens. There's a video you can watch on this. I'll show you in a minute that you can watch later. It's 5 minutes. A tour through this production facility. That's where the Redox molecules are made. Bottling, packaging, finished product. From there, it's shipped to 20 global distribution centers around the world. 20. The main one in Asia is in Hong Kong. There's also one in Manila. There's one in Bangkok. There's one in KL in Malaysia. The company, the product, and the opportunity are available in 34 markets around the world. In Asia, so you know which Asian markets are open. Malaysia just opened in September. Very excited about that. So that's Malaysia is one. The other 5 are Singapore, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Thailand, and Philippines. Pretty amazing, and all licensed. Everything's licensed with the government, business licenses, product licenses, all of that. They've done over $800 million since the launch of the company. And here's the timing thing with this, everybody. By 2016, they had gotten to 79 million. In 2017, they did 84 million. Look what they did in 2018, 126 million. I'm going to get the final numbers for 2019. I think it was 170 million. They've grown over 50% in the last 2 years. You're in what's called momentum. This production facility will not be able to keep up with demand as it is. Right now, it runs in batches. Monday, when we tour that building, those of you who are going to be there, they might be running the product then. They might not be making the product because they run it in batches. You know, they don't run 24 hours a day. But if they run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, they can produce $800 million of product. But when Vertis Norton had it built, see the blue floor in the bottom left picture? When we walk through there Monday, you'll see this. There's enough space there. They built it to put a second production line in, which would take 2 weeks to put in. So they can go to $1.6 billion in production in 2 weeks. This company is ready for the explosion. When they need to, when the demand is high enough and they need to drop one of these buildings, build one in Asia, they'll do it. In Europe, they'll do it. But right now, it is all produced in the United States. We're post-risk. We're past our 5th birthday. We're entering momentum phase of growth. They pay us, as I said, to tell other people. We find customers. They pay us every month when they pay us weekly. People get the product every month. They pay us to acquire customers, and along the way, this may or may not be you, along the way, we find people who want a better life. We identify them, we train them, and support them. That's what I'm doing right now. Average incomes, now this is for, actually it says 2019. These are the average incomes. The document came out in 19. These numbers are for 2018. The numbers are higher for 2019, and I have to get the newer one. So they look at monthly averages. Now, they pay you weekly, automatic deposit, but you can see these averages. I'm what's called an ambassador triple diamond. If you look at the bottom, it says ambassador diamond with a little plus sign. It says plus because there's six levels in there. I'm the 3rd level up, so I have 3 more to go. But average income There's no limit to what you can earn here. If you look at the bottom right number, 214,000 a month, I know who earned that, the number one earner. And I told you she has a high school diploma. Her name is Trish Schwinkler, Trish and Bob Schwinkler. There's no limits to what you can do here, but most people don't care about those big numbers at first. I think a lot of people want to get to the bronze level, and bronze, the average income is $2,000 a month. Now understand, you make this while you're sleeping. This is not like going out and driving Uber or Lyft or Grab. You build this, and this is just coming. This is residual income. And when people, that's significant. That's $500 a week. That's significant US dollars. But when people get there, and I'm going to ask Edwina Lee to share a little bit here. They may know nothing about network marketing at all. They don't know anything about it, but they learn. They say, I want to change my life. I don't want to keep living. I don't want to keep struggling or settling my whole life. When they get to this level, bronze, and they're earning $2,000 a month, you realize, wow, you did it. Then they can start saying, well, oh, now I can see how I can make $6,000 a month. Now I can see how I can make $15,000 a month. And these are average incomes at these levels. So what I want to do before I answer questions is I want to ask Edwina Lee to unmute her line. Edwina, can you hear me? No, oh, let me see if I can, hold on a minute. I might have it muted, hold on 1 second. Okay, can you unmute?
Yes, okay.
Awesome, how are you?
I'm good. Sorry, I got a call just now.
That's okay. So Edwina is in Singapore, and Edwina, I first met Edwina, she's probably 10 levels down from me, but I met Edwina online, and she said, I'm very serious about this. I don't know anything about it, but I know the product works. I saw what it did on my daughter, and with a horrible skin condition. And what do I need to do to be successful? And the first thing I said to you was, come to what?
Convention.
Come to the convention. So didn't really have the funds to do that. Didn't really have the time. You're a mother of 3 or 4 children.
Well,
4 children, young children, but you were motivated. You said, I don't want to keep living the way that I'm living. And you didn't have a bad life, but you were settling. And you came to convention, and you've been a sponge. You just said, well, you show me what to do, and I'm going to do it. And you worked at it, right? And part-time, I mean, you have a busy life. But I'd love to get your perspective on why you decided to do this as a business first. And then I'm going to ask you what you've seen happen as the fruits of your labor over the past, 3 years, is it?
3 years old.
Yeah. So what was your why? What about, I mean, I described you, Edwina, but why?
I think a person why and dream changes with reality. So when I first started, I told David I don't like MLM. I really don't like it. I'm a customer of many companies, and I've been upsold. I've been given false hopes. I barely received much scientific proof of the product. I was buying hope because I have a big need. And when an MLM see a mom who's desperate with a sick child, you're like big prey, you know. You're like a convenient customer that they can upsell you anything and tell you anything, and whether or not you believe it, you have to believe it because you're looking so hard for hope. And I've been in that shoes for so long. So I said, I don't want to be someone selling this way to another mom. I can't bring myself to do it. So David tell me, why don't you just come to convention and check out the company? And if you like what you see, it's a go. If you don't like what you see, it's fine. And this is something in me that tells me I should go. I should just go and find out. And I said, okay, at most I check out the factory and make sure it's not moonshine. I mean, the product is working, the science looks good, but if I want to tell someone, I really want to be very, very sure. Because at that time, Singapore don't have the product. I was shipping in from the States. So I need to be very, very sure to tell someone that if you ship something in from so far, that is not approved locally. So I went, I like what I saw, and this to me, I believe everybody should go and check out a seer. And the best place to know who a seer is at convention. You get to meet the corporate leaders, the top field leaders. You get to meet people who are just like you, who are just users around the world. And I think the first time I hear a real life testimony from someone's mouth was at convention. Before that, everything is virtual. Everything is just paperwork. And I think that touched me a lot. I like what I saw in the company. And I like the ethics. I like the leaders. I don't mind being like them. Many companies, I don't respect the people up there. Besides the rank and money, there's nothing else to look at. So when I first started, all I wanted was just money to buy the first box. We were in that bad a situation because I spent a lot of money on MLM products. I wiped out my savings on a false hope. So my husband said, I can't give you any more money to buy something there's no basis. If you want it, you go find it. I've been a homemaker since my first child was born. That was 11 years ago at that time. I have no way to earn an income because I need to be home to care give my children. They're not even sleeping at night. Nobody will hire me to work at home because I have no time as well. But I needed the money to pay for one case. That's all I wanted. And the only way I could earn money is to sell the knowledge that I have of a seer. I share the knowledge. And by then, people saw my kid getting a bit better. They asked me, so what are you using? I see that your girl's a little bit better. I share what I know. They say, okay, it looks safe. Maybe we'll try for 3 months. And if it doesn't work, we're out of here. I say, sure, I'll be out of here too if it doesn't work. And I got my first case just by talking to 5 people. And that 5 people became a family consumption. They put their mom on it, they put their husband on it, they put the kid on it. 100 PV became 500 PV each, right? And then they start to open up their preferred customer account. They start to sign up their brothers. It was still very casual, nothing business. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no training. David is very, very far. He's really nice, but he's very, very far. You know, people telling me, you must come and see us in person. I think you have no idea what I started with. I only have David with a webinar. Yeah, and I think along the way, the customers encourage each other. So when I earn enough money to cover my kids' consumption, and we were consuming like 6 cases of drink and 8 tubes of gel, so that's like 800 PV a month. So when I hit bronze, I got all the money I need to buy for product and extras. I have money for extra classes. I had some money for extra things. And I think that's where I got stuck because I never wanted to be a diamond. I never thought of the big money. I just wanted to meet my need. And I have a crisis of a motivation. I have no idea if I should go on. Because if I were to go on, I can't do what is convenient. When I started, I decided that 1 morning a week or 2 mornings a week when my kids are in school, I will meet somebody to talk about a seer. That was convenient. I've done my marketing, I've done my housework, I'm home for my children. I don't have to give up anything. And that works. So when I make bronze, I find that if I want to go further, I need to organize a team. I need to meet people where it's convenient for them, but not convenient for me anymore. Because I'm meeting my friend's friend, you know, or my downline's people because she's aggressive and I'm not. And if I want to go more, I have to do more. Something must give. So I give a little bit more time. I go out certain afternoons. I go out certain evenings. By the time I reach about gold, silver gold, I told my husband, if you really want me to go all the way up, I need 1 year of momentum where I go all out. Means my schedule is totally open. But we still didn't have a lot of money to get a lot of help. So the children will sacrifice a little bit in terms of their food, in terms of their discipline, in terms of their homework. Something must give. Are you willing to give me that 1 year to build a business that will pay us enough for the future? So it was a family decision. I talked to the children. I said, Mom, I'm not going to be home after 10 years. You have to take care of yourself and do things yourself without me nagging at you. If you don't do that, you're just not going to pass your exams because I'm not here. And so I went out for 1 year and we built a team. We had weekly events. I went to Malaysia. We opened a market there. Did a lot of things. It was deliberate. It was intentional. I said, I'm working as fast as I can, as hard as I can, so that I can be home with my kids again on a different level. So I'm just very glad.
Edwina, let me ask you now, because I'm gonna share the screen again. And so you were talking about being at the bronze level, and now you
Right.
Congratulations, you just hit the platinum level. And you just took a trip with your, so how has the residual income changed? I know your goal is to go to the very, very top, but your life is different now. Your husband is very, very supportive. Vance is supportive of this. What have you been able to do now that maybe you couldn't do before you decided to do this?
In fact, 5 months from starting business, I could bring my kids to their first holiday. They could take their first plane trip because first they're healthy enough to go out. They could eat food outside now. Secondly, I have spare cash. We fly the cheapest budget airline. The cheapest flight that goes the furthest. That was my choice. We went to Philippines, to Boracay, nice island, nice resort. And the kids had the first holiday. I said, do you like it? Oh, yes, mom. Do you want more? Oh, yes, mom. Then mom has to work. Choices in life, right? So we had a trip every year. So the last trip, end of last year, was to Australia. We went Melbourne for 16 days with 6 people. We had
Wow.
steak, we have lamb chops, we cooked, we went fishing, we did a lot of stuff, and that trip cost me 12,000 local currency. That's a lot of money,
So,
but it's only one
so
month's pay.
yeah, yeah. It's not. These are, you know what it is. It's your. You have the ability to make memories. I think as we get older, and we see our kids growing up. My kids are growing up now. You want them to have memories and experiences. And Curtis Norton, who started the company, said, make a lot of money so you can make memories. You know, you can give away, you can do so much more with money than you can without money.
I tell you something more interesting, David. The big money doesn't excite people, but if I talk to housewives, I say I can now order a soft drink for every child, whatever they want. If they want fruit juice, fine. If they want Coke, fine. In the past, they share one cup. Because if
Wow.
I buy a drink for everyone, it is the equivalent of one person's meal. And that's a big difference to a single income family.
No.
So they live with one cup of drink, or they bring their own water bottle. They bring their own water, basically. When I talk to a housewife, they understand that pinch because we're living on an age that's so thin. And just to be able to buy my children something they wish to drink is liberating. Don't talk about the big holidays. The small things in life, the pressures of everyday life.
Well, you know, you had said something to me. I think you said it, Edwina, that the way you made money before ASEA was you saved money, right? Is that what you had said?
Yeah, I mean, it's heavy to carry. Toilet paper in Singapore is about 10 rolls in a flat package. It's bulky to carry. It's not a very handy way to carry it. I would save about 50 cents if I would buy 3 of it at a go. That's 30 rolls. It's heavy and it's bulky to carry home, whether you have a car or not. It's inconvenient. But I would do that because I save 50 cents, right? If I save 50 cents here, I save $1 there. I could buy a little bit more food because my kid is growing up and he's eating more. So I could work more with the same budget. And I have to because I'm a housewife. The income doesn't grow, but kids grow.
So, I mean, what you're talking about is if you just look at the first level of director making $300 a month residually, in the situation a lot of the moms you're talking about, that makes a big difference. It's
Yes.
just coming in residually. Yeah. Well, Edwina, I really appreciate being on it, and I appreciate you. You built the team of leaders, and now they've taken the reins. You have Ewen, you have Laura, you have Lily, you have Celeste. You've got people that, look, not everybody is going to be motivated, right? Some people, they say they want a better life, but they're not willing to do the work. You've done consistent work, just inviting people to your house every week or inviting people for tea every week, just presenting to new people, new people, new people. You find customers that want the product, you help them, they give you referrals. You find people who do a little bit, that's great. Sometimes later they come to a convention and then they just go crazy. I mean, look at Ewen. Look how Ewen, now she stands in front and she does. I watched her when I was in Singapore in KL doing presentations. When she started, she didn't want to do anything. I mean, she was in your shadow at the beginning. Now she's the leader of her team, finding her own leaders, which is so cool to see. The personal development here is amazing, but it starts with one person making a decision, and you were the tip of the spear. That's what we talk about. Tip of the spear. People will follow. Some are going to follow. Some are not. Some are going to say, Edwina, show me what to do. And no offense, but get out of my way because I'm going to do this bigger than you. That's fine. That's what you want. But then it spreads around the world. But it all started with you. So I commend you. I congratulate you on going platinum, just going platinum. I know
Thank you, David.
and you've built a solid business. There are people in this business that just want to get to diamond so they can say they're diamond. You have built a solid business. You have really good people, leaders that are building their own dreams. They're building their own business, and they use you for help, but they're doing it. but your business on both your right and side is so steady and so even. Um, I just want to tell you, you've done it the right way. When we look at people that go diamond really fast, very often it's a house of cards. They're just telling people to order a lot of product. This business is built on auto ship. It's built on it's solid business. There's a lot of people using this product every month, and that's the stability of it. So, congratulations to you.
Thank you. My dream is to have an income that pays me for 50 years, at least for my lifetime. If it can pay my children, that will be great. But that will be the third generation of leadership. Let's see if that can materialize. But I want a long-term in a business, right? So I build it that way. So I let my customers actually be an associate and simply buy the balanced product on the preferred customer account. I earn $100 less per customer easily on preferred customer bonus. But that allows them to pay for their extra product that they need to see results. So my auto ship retention is 90%.
It's amazing. And let me ask you a question.
I earn less upfront.
I know 90% is huge. And part of the reason is the follow up, and you make sure that you get them stable. But what do you do with this gel at every meeting you and your team do? Because I zoom into some of these meetings and I see everybody rubbing it on. How important is this at your face-to-face meetings?
I always say the greatest contribution David did for the whole ASEA organization is to introduce 3 in 5. And the only time he ever was very harsh on me was he insisted that I must use this until I see results. We have an argument. The first time I said no to David was, I'm not putting this on people. It doesn't work. Remember, David? That was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And he was yelling at me, you have to do it until it works because you're the only one there. If you're not going to use it, nobody in Singapore will ever use Renew Gel. So you go and find 10 people, 20 people, 30 people. You will put it on until you find that it works 9 out of 10 times. And I learned that way to know how to make this work. There is a way to make it work. The magic is to use enough.
So
you just use a lot.
Are people always say no matter where they are, whether it's Sweden or Germany or the US or wherever, they say people are very skeptical here. Is everybody open-minded about redox molecules when you talk, or does something change when they put this on them?
People don't even tell you they're in pain because they have no idea what you will do to them if they tell you you're in pain. So I just make everybody put it on.
Where people where on their neck? Where do you have them put it?
I always say if I carry a handbag, my shoulder is stiff. So let's go around squeezing shoulders and put it on.
So you said something that a woman can relate to. My shoulder is stiff, I carry a handbag. And most women would say, I know, or I work at a computer. So I noticed that at your meetings, and we've started doing this here now too, even people that don't say they have something hurting them, their shoulder, their neck, we're putting it on their neck. And in 10 minutes, people that said, my neck doesn't bother me. And then they put it on and they're like, wow, they can feel the difference. They're normal. To them, they weren't complaining about their normal, but they didn't realize how good they could feel. Is that what you find?
Exactly. So remember we talked about how on average 20% of people will sign up after a meeting. But in my meetings, it's at least 80% on the spot. And sometimes it's almost 100% by the next 2 days. And actually, we've done a lot of talk. You just freeze the mind. By the end of the day, this is the one that closed the deal.
Yeah.
And we never push for a big pack. I mean, you just buy the pack that makes sense to you. And there's a refund policy. If you want to think about it, take your time. There's no pressure. I don't close meetings with promotions or packages. Say, if you want, just talk to your friend private. And we do all the closing privately.
But a lot of your team, most of your team, a lot of them, they are coming in with the larger packs because you explain the benefits of a larger pack and the money back guarantee, and there's a lot of benefits. And I'm finding that your team does a lot of that.
It's actually my fault. When I first started, I couldn't sell a big pack because I'm always sold a big pack as a customer, right? So I have a very big emotional hang up about a big pack. Actually, I'm very frightened of it. So I couldn't tell people about the big pack. So what I realized is if, as a leader, if I can't do something, nobody else will do it unless they were a networker before and they run their own organization. But if they're all new to the business and they're depending on me to teach them, they will copy exactly what I do or don't do. So the day that I could set myself free from that hang up and I start talking in a way that I just explain the big pack without any emotions, people start to copy me. because they realize that their friends could receive that info. Secondly, is we have a habit because fast start bonus is pretty good for people who are really tight. I mean, it's $200 extra, right? But we don't want our friends to feel that we're making them buy a lot of product that they have no confidence in, whether the refund policy or not. So some of them will actually just sell them a case or a tube to use it first as a trial. And if they like it, buying the big pack is common sense. I already like it. I know it works. I've heard the talk is perfectly safe. Why can't I buy the big pack and get the freebies? 150 loyalty points is 2 free chase on your third month. That's very attractive for many people.
Yep, absolutely. Edwina, thank you so much. I'm going to open it up for questions. I'm going to stop the recording. I really appreciate being on tonight. It's late for you guys. Let me stop the recording here.